Okay, look, it looks like it's live on YouTube now. I love how fast YouTube is. So hello, good afternoon to YouTube. Um, and welcome to this live interview between RCIIS, International English School in Toronto, Canada, and Public College, Georgian College in Barrie, Ontario. And okay, look, it looks like it's live on YouTube now. I love how fast YouTube. Just got to minimize that window. There we go. So my name is Leslie Robertson. I'm one of the English teachers at RCIIS. And my special guest today is Lily Lee, who is a representative from Georgian College in Barrie. Thank you so much for joining me today, Lily.
Hi. It's my first time on live on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, that's no problem. I'm new to this as well. We're all trying new things this pandemic, so
Yeah.
it's great to see you. And I love your virtual background. You said this is the Georgian College campus?
Yes. This is our campus. That's a Health and Wellness Center.
Beautiful. Okay, lovely. This is my not so nice apartment in Toronto. I should have my RCIS background, but I always disappear when I try to use it. But thank you so much for joining us, Lily. I'm really excited to ask you some questions today about Georgian College, about possibilities for international students, specifically studying abroad. And we can talk about our pathway partnership between our two institutions. So, and it's such a lovely spring day here in Toronto. It's going to be a high of 19 degrees this afternoon. So I don't know, is Barrie going to be a really warm day as well?
Well, speaking about the temperature, so Barrie is about 100 kilometer north to Toronto. And so the temperature, the average temperature is like 3 to 5 degrees lower than Toronto.
Okay, so that's
Yeah,
good to
so
know.
that's us, and I love gardening. So for me, it's like we are about 1 week later than Toronto, like when you grow flowers and vegetables, right? So
Lovely. I've been to Barrie. I think the longest time was I spent a summer doing a theater acting job where it was the theater, the local theater, Theater by the Bay.
oh yes, it's
And
right at downtown, right?
yeah.
It's
So
on Five Cross Point.
yes, and I love the lake, being there on the
Yes.
lake. Barrie was really beautiful in the summer.
Yeah, speaking about for international student to find a destination to study. For me, myself, I was an international student myself.
Mm.
But for me, it's like you are traveling to another country to speak a new language and to get to know people there. I just feel like Barrie is a very good size. I mean, population concept of size for student. This is a smaller community, as the theater you worked for is right at the downtown, right at the beach, right? It's a lakeshore area, and people here are very friendly. I believe when you work here, you also felt that, right?
Yes.
So this is a city. The very I as a new immigrant, I landed in Canada like 16 years ago, 2004, and Barrie is my first city I landed, and then I just felt love in the city because it's with everything. You have lake, you are not far from Toronto if you want to go for a really good like Asian restaurant, like 40 minutes drive. So I just fell love in the city, and then I just find a job here and get settled. So this is about the city. So for international student, if you want to explore Canada, and yeah, Toronto is a great place to go. But also, Barrie is a quiet place, less busy place that you can you feel settled, feel welcome, and also you don't be distracted by, the noisy city life. And so that's a city. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all really good points about the size of city. To have that kind of not too small, but not huge city size is nice for studying. As you said, you're not so distracted. You can really focus on your campus life, your school experience. And certainly people are very friendly in cities at that size. In
Yeah.
Ontario, in Barrie, it was a very positive experience. Absolutely.
Yeah, speaking about this, I do enjoy driving in Barrie because no people don't harm on you. Uh,
Yeah.
we're slower, but I just every time when I drive in Toronto, I just feel like nervous over there.
Yes. So
But
I've
I in Toronto, you don't even need to drive a car; you just take the public transportation.
That's true. So we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but about public transportation, definitely studying in Toronto, students take the TTC, the public transportation, the subway, and buses and streetcars. In Barrie, do students mostly live on campus so they can walk between buildings, or how does it work for students getting around,
Yes,
Georgian?
Georgian is at north east end of Barrie. So with the public transition, we do set up, the city set Georgian campus as a harbor of North End. So there are a few bus terminals in Barrie, but one of them is in right on our campus. So for student, it's very convenient to take the bus. And also for international student, I think it's $89 for per semester. I think have a free pass for all the buses here.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
so it's $89 for 4 months, which is like $22 per month.
Very, very affordable. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And also we do have six student residents around the campus within walking distance. And most of our international students, they rent with other friends in a house within like walking distance, 10 minutes walking distance to the campus. There are many uh, student rental houses around in that area. Yeah.
Great, great. And you, Lily, so you said Barrie was the first city that you arrived in when you first came to Canada. So
Yes.
can you tell us about your role at Georgian College? What type of work you do there?
Uh, at Currently, my title is regional manager for International Center. I'm responsible for recruiting students and also developing partnerships in East Asia, including Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Mongolia, Hong Kong, Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam. Yes. And as a recruiter, I traveled to many countries, not only in East Asia, but also in Europe. I've been to Turkey back in 2019. It's a great experience there.
Oh, great. That's great.
Yeah.
We have lots of Turkish followers and students on our social media, so hopefully
Oh,
they'll tune into this. Um, that's wonderful. So it's been a really tough and bizarre year for institutions like ours working with international students. So are the international students currently mostly studying online at Georgian right now?
yes. For winter intake, I mean for the winter semester, I think only a few programs we do have the lab. Uh, that requires students to study on campus in person. Yeah, and I think 80% or more of the programs are online.
Yes. Well, we're all following the news about the vaccinations in Canada all the time and just hoping that things We'll,
That's right. For May intake, probably will continue be like this. But for September, we are expecting. Well, the situation has been changing on a daily basis, right?
yeah.
It's something sometime Immigration Canada release new policy and they change it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell, but for Georgian, is we've been follow the protocol, safety and security protocol on campus. So we've been following the guidance from the government and just whatever government require, we just follow that. Yeah.
Absolutely. We've been really encouraging our students at RCIS to take advantage of this time by studying online, because our tuition prices are much lower right now for our online classes. So we're encouraging students to, take advantage, study from home, from your own countries, and prepare your English skills, so then you're really ready to go once the world reopens again. And yeah, and it's wonderful that students can still be studying. For example, at our school, at RCIIS, they can be studying within the pathway program courses, so they're not losing time for their goals of coming to Canada for college or university or immigration purposes. So yeah,
We do see many students doing that.
yeah.
Because if they, to go abroad and pursue a credential in another country, it's not like a very quick decision. It takes time for people to make the decision, and also once it's planned, it's hard just to accommodate those changes. So for students who really look into the post-secondary level study and they need to meet the English requirements, I believe like the pathway with your school, and also the chance that they can take the course online to meet all the requirements on language, and not wasting their time before they get into the post-secondary. And I believe you've been doing a great job to provide these online study opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, not wasting time, also not wasting money, because
Yeah,
the cost of living can be less
exactly.
expensive in their home country, and so yeah, it's good to get as much studying as they can get done, as much improvement in their English skills from their home country, and then hopefully come to Canada just to kind of top up their English studies, immerse themselves in an English-speaking culture, and hopefully get into colleges like Georgian College. So
Yes, I always encourage our students to study English online, during this new normal period. So, and I sometimes I just talk to a student. I would say it's like a simulator, right? You want to learn how to drive, or you want to know how to uh, study in a different country, but take some course online, get to know each other. You make friends even before you arrive in Canada with international students. That's a great opportunity.
I love the simulator analogy. That's really great.
Yeah, we always think positive, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So, for Georgian College, what can you tell me a little bit about what are the most popular programs for overall for students, or maybe for international students particularly?
Yeah, I would say we did an analyze with like students from different regions. They have different preferences.
Mm,
Yeah, right. It's interesting. Like for example, student from China, Korea, and Japan. Many of them are in business. Yeah, we do have students from Europe. There are many of them in hospitality, in technology and computer, and some of the country students like to be in health and wellness related program. But it's always health and wellness program is highly demanded in the market by all the international students, no matter from which country, right? But and so so if you ask about what is a strong program of Georgian, one thing I would like to mention: many of the colleges in Ontario, they don't open some of the health and wellness program to international students. Fortunately, Georgian, we do.
Yay!
We do, but because it's highly demanded, we always keep the seats for the really good students who prove themselves that they can succeed. I just give you an example. Let's say our practical nursing program. I think there are only a handful college in Ontario or in all Canada offer this program to international students, and we are one of them. But for us, it's but if we only have like 10 seats of 128 seats in total, 10 seats are for international. We will have a pool to collect all the applications into the pool, and we will do a ranking of each candidate, and we probably will make the offer to the top 10 students from their academic performance, from if they been working as a nurse in their home country. That's we do have yes, we do offer seats in this program, but we are very selective. We do select the best student to make sure the seat is not wasted, right? We make sure a student will graduate from the program. So that's if you are and also another very strong part of our program is most of our programs are with co-op. So co-op is a new concept to many international students. They don't understand what co-op is. So this is a concept I know that many Canadian students may not know the concept of co-op. Co-op means the student must work during their study. And it's like one semester full-time paid job before you graduate. So 70% of our programs are with co-op component in it, especially in business, in hospitality, and in technology programs. That means students they don't have the luxury to take a semester off. They have to work. So let's say when that we have 3 semesters per school year. 2 semester students will study on campus in class, but 1 semester for 4 months they have to go find a job. And we do have a great team to help students finding job and get them settled with a new employer. And we do have teacher, the consultant, to follow up and provide, continuously guidance for students if they feel like culture shock in the workplace, or they feel like any challenge over there. We have our student success center consultant to help them to go through all the hard time, even from finding a job to get the job done and to fit in the cultural in the work placement. It's a package of service we provide to our student in co-op program.
Wow, that's so. Just to highlight those features, because this sounds really attractive to both international and local students. So the 70% of the programs at Georgian College, you said, have this co-op component?
Yes.
Wow. So the majority have a co-op component. and the Georgian college staff help the students find these co-op job placements in their field, in their
Yes.
industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And then when they're doing the co-op for that session or term, they can be working full-time and they're paid positions.
Yes.
Wow, this is
I just
really
give
great.
you an example. We do have a hospitality program. It's so unique in Ontario. You don't find that in other college. But we just because it's the COVID, we last year we didn't start. We had that program suspended, but once it's reopened, this is a perfect program for any student interested in hospitality. So that program is not on Barrie campus. It's in It's on Collingwood campus. Student, when they get the admission letter, they also get an employment letter from the employer at the same time. So student will be interviewed by the employer before they got accepted into this program. So what they can do is they will work part-time for 20 hours every week over the weekend with the employer. And some of them, they can live in the residence of the employer. And Georgian, we send a bus to bring them back to campus for 4 days in a week to take class on campus, but then drive them back to their residence with the employer. And so what that means when they started this program, they got a part-time job already to work for a resort. It's a beautiful resort. I can send you some pictures. And
Yeah.
it's students gonna live like right in the resort, like in the employee residence. Then they got a bus back and forth to the campus to take class, and they work on the weekend to make a salary. And they got a job offer for the co-op term to work for the employer for 4 months, full-time job. It's all guaranteed.
Wow.
You need to be accepted and interviewed by the employer and meet their requirements. So that is a program like highly demanded in the international market, and we got many applications for last year, but with COVID just stopped everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we really look forward to the reopen, right? So
yeah, the international students at RCIIS were often interested in studying and working in hospitality. We had a English cafe and customer service business class, and so that's very attractive. And also, I think everyone's anticipating quite a boom in the hospitality industry post-pandemic. So
everybody want to leave their home. They want to stay somewhere else.
Lots of spending at restaurants and hotels, and so that will be great. Lovely. Okay, and in terms of international students at Georgian College in Barrie, I think I was reading about Georgian College, and the Wikipedia page, which might not be up to date, was saying 85 different countries represented, 3,600 international students. Does that sound about right?
Yes, that's back. Yeah, that's number 2019.
Okay. Yeah. So it feels like Georgian College is a very kind of friendly, quite multicultural setting for international students.
Yes, I still remember when I first started with International Center back in 2006, we only had 200 international students. And we only had like 6 staff in the International Center. And now you just look at our team, this city has been growing. And the international population, like the multicultural background populations being growing. And I think when I first arrived, it was like 100,000 the population. Nowadays, it's 170,000. So it's one of the top three fastest growing city in Canada. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I definitely, during the pandemic, I've read quite a bit about people leaving Toronto
Oh,
and
yeah.
quite a few people moving to Barrie. Yeah.
It's good and bad. The
Yeah,
housing price there is being like crazy
it's
nowadays.
increasing in Barrie. Yeah.
70% price increase. And
Mm.
I can't afford any have one.
Yeah. Yeah. Lovely. And can you speak a little bit more about the college atmosphere, extracurricular sort of activities, other special features about the college that international students might like to know about?
One thing I would like to talk about is the Georgian Student Association. Yeah, Georgian College Student Association. They are doing a fantastic job for students. They do have a international student association as well, but the student association, they do support students a lot. Like they do provide different kind of on-campus activities and also different cultural group to support international students. That's many international students, they do engage with other students from like local students through the activities organized by GCSA. That's an independent student organization. They've been doing a great job to support international students, and they do have Facebook, and I do encourage students to follow them and find out what they've been doing. Yeah, and we do have an innovation and leadership center for international students to join. A lot of, if they have some creative ideas and if they have any, you know, plan, they like to start a new business or they want to bring some new cultural related events, they can always talk to our student center and the innovation and leadership center. And we do have student success center that helps students to find a job, also to connect with the community. We do a lot for international students. Mm-hmm. One thing I would like to correct, it's about the co-op component. 70% of our program, we do have co-op or internship or field placement. I would like to make the correction. It's different, this concept. Co-op is student must do like 4 months, at least 16 weeks, plus be paid. We do have intern that students have to work and be in that field, be in their specific program related field and field, but those are like not be required to be 4 months or 16 weeks. It can be break down to a few weeks in each month, in each semester. So it's not like like continuously for 4 months. No. So there's different kind of practice component in the program. So that means that we do encourage students to get practical experience during their study here. It's not only not only limited to co-op, but also intern and also field placement. If you see the field book, or if you go to our website, you're going to see the different name of the practical experience component in the program. And that is all, we have over 70% of our program with that.
Okay, I see. Yes, so the
But
70%. Go ahead.
But our service to students to find a job, to keep a job, to get fit into the job, it's the same. No matter
Right.
you're co-op or intern, we provide the same service to all students.
Right. So it sort of depends, I guess, on the field of study and the student's preferred schedule, whether they're doing a co-op, an internship, or a field placement. They're just kind of
Yeah,
different styles.
yeah. Like some of the students, they just want to graduate as soon as possible. So we do have the faster track program. Like it is at 2 year, but in total 16 months. 6 months you can graduate, and it's a continuously 4 semester, and then you are done. There's no co-op, no intern, because you just want to get a diploma. We do have that too. So it's really like fitting your demand.
Right. Definitely there are students, I think, that really want to do programs as quickly, uh, as efficiently as possible. But then they often are interested in the PGWP option,
Yes.
which is always for public colleges in Ontario. Is that right? Or
Yes, that's right. Yeah. For private, must be university with a bachelor degree. You can also obtain a 3 year work permit. But for college,
right,
it
right.
only applies to public. Yeah.
Right, and Georgian College is a public college, so that's
Yes, we are a
an
public
option
college.
for the
Yes,
graduates. Awesome.
that's right.
That's great. Um, and do you want to speak about the kind of classroom experience of Georgian College at all? The relationship between instructors and students, class sizes, anything about the studying
Yeah, the
environment?
class size is quite small compared to university life. We approximately, each class is like 30 students, like 10% probably will be the limit, more like 33. So students don't go to a big classroom like in university, like 500 students in one lecture room. That doesn't happen. I think that only happens when we have the welcome, session for new students. So it's good that professor will remember each student's name. So if you want to skip class, it's very easy. Yeah, and but it's also a great size that students, if they have any question, you can ask teacher, and you get more support. And because it's international students, in some of the program is only like, for example, the health related program, the the percentage of international students is quite small. It's like 10% or less. So students have the chance to, communicate with domestic students. And most of the projects, most of the homework, if you know, it's a group project. So student you will have to find their own group and work as a group to finish to complete a project. That's how they, you know get to know other students from like Canada, from other country. Each, let's say the size of 30 students in a class, if they divide it into like 6 groups, then 5 students will have to form a group. And that's how they got to finish the project and get to work together as a team. So it's very interesting, like to see uh, the reflect of different cultural background
Yeah.
on project, right? It's a very interesting.
I definitely think the world would be a better place if all classrooms were international classrooms. If we were always studying with people
Yeah,
from around the world, it would just be such an amazing experience.
that's right. That's right. As I mentioned, I think that's a great opportunity. And when I was an international student, I still remember, like in a group, like we have students from India, from Africa. We have different understanding of even one concept. We do have different perspective, and sometimes we argue, but then most of the time we agree with each other, and and we fight with our teacher. that's that's interesting.
Yeah. So the
Reminds
main,
me of my,
oh, sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
That's okay.
I
And
was
you
just
go ahead.
thinking the main campus for Georgian College is in Barrie, but there are other campus locations.
Yes, we have 7 campuses in total. So we do have Barrie campus as a main campus, and I think 90% of international students are on Barrie campus.
Well, Barrie's a beautiful, beautiful place, as you said, the beach, the lake. Yeah, so that's a really nice place for them.
And we do have now, we do have a growing multicultural community.
Hmm.
There's no, I still remember when I landed in Barrie, when if I really want to buy some food, especially from my home country, I had to drive to Toronto to. Nowadays, we don't have that problem here. We have Italian, Turkish restaurant. You can buy the different food from the grocery store. And yeah, it's very convenient. I just don't feel like I need to drive to Toronto anymore.
That saves time. That's delicious. Great. And you mentioned that some of the programs, the length is dependent on if students want to fast track through. So what are the lengths of programs typically?
Most of our programs are 2-year and 3-year diploma program. Yeah.
And can students start at any semester, or are there specific start dates for different programs?
It depends. Most of the program have the intake in fall, like September, every September intake. But some of the program only or have fall intake. Some of them they have 3 intakes. Let's say September, January, and May. And most of the program have 2 intakes like September and January. So it really depends on the program.
Okay. And the we have a pathway agreement between RCIIS and Georgian College. I believe the entrance level is that students complete our EAP program, our English for Academic
Yes.
purposes. And some colleges offer sort of pathway or partnerships with universities or other education opportunities. Does Georgian College have any other sorts of connections like that?
Yes, we do have over 500 agreements with universities in Canada and overseas.
Oh, wow. Okay, great.
So and you can find out this information on our website easily. For example, if you are looking into like a business program, you search for that program, and at the bottom of that page, you can see an articulation agreement. And you click that link, that will lead you to all the pathway program in universities. That program will lead you to.
Okay, awesome.
It's very detailed information, and you can see from the beginning your direction. Like if you finish the diploma, if you want to transfer to university, which university will accept which credit, and how high you need to, how much effort you need to work on that. If it's they accept average 70% or 75, then that's your goal, right? You know that you won't get that credit transferred if you only got 60. So it's very clearly stated on our website. Student can, take a reference on that.
Excellent. Okay. And for international students, are there certain financial supports, scholarships, or special funding either normally in place or during the pandemic?
We do offer a different kind of scholarship to international students, but students need to be fully registered as a full-time student. when they apply, and they need to follow the procedure online. They need to fill a certain form, write a letter, and we do. Last year we did give some students to apply, but we did have a COVID financial support to our international student, and it's been how to apply is posted on our website. Every student can apply. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, we've been speaking for about half an hour, Lily. It's been such a pleasure. Do you want to just say anything extra about why you think Georgian College is a great place for international students? Any kind of positive last words you want to say?
Georgian is such a friendly college that we really welcome you to join us, to join my hometown in Canada.
That's lovely. You're
Thank
such a
you.
lovely person, Lily. It's been just great talking to you, and sounds like the Georgian College website has lots of detailed information. So I encourage students who have more questions, who are curious about Georgian College or about RCIIS, to check out both of our websites and to contact us at both institutions to learn more about all the different study abroad options that are available now. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. As I said, this is my first time. It's so exciting.
You did great. I love this. It was wonderful. And so this video will be saved on our YouTube, and so you can enjoy it later tonight. But thanks again
Thank
so
you.
much, Lily.
Thank you.
And yeah, stay tuned for more live events here, and have a great afternoon, YouTube.